What's going on, guys? We're going to make a video on Toshi again, because this is a second attempt at making this video. And guys, relax a little bit. I got about a dozen messages within the split second I uploaded the last video to let me know my mic was muted. I know. I found out after I was done recording the video that the mic was muted, okay? So that leads me to my next point. You guys need to relax. Everybody needs to relax. I see a lot of panic going on with Toshi. I see a lot of panic, not only with Toshi, but with some of the other tokens or altcoins that maybe necessarily didn't bounce. And you're kind of looking at the rest of the market and you're like, why is this stock, or not stock, but token? Why is this token? Why is this crypto up 10% today? Why did they bounce off the floor? Guys, let me enlighten you for a second. Toshi is up over 75% on the month, guys. Up over 75% on the month. You have to remember where we came from. We came from, and I'll zoom out, we came from a floor way down here. And we had this big extravagant run up for the Coinbase listing. And we have pulled back into a critical area of support, which is our golden pocket. If you're not familiar with the golden pocket, right now, when you're done watching this video, Google Fibonacci retracement golden pocket. Okay, so we are back at a very critical area of support. Now, why are we selling off? What's changed? Absolutely nothing. But many of you guys can see other base projects coming to light. You guys can see other projects coming to Coinbase listings. There's a lot of stuff going on. And again, when I start to sit back and think, okay, even within the last week alone, there's been quite a few other coins that have been listed on Coinbase, okay? Is it negative for Toshi? No. What it tells me is that Coinbase and some of the other big exchanges know what's about to come. Well, what is about to come, right? What is about to come? What's about to come is they know that a lot of money is going to be coming into these markets very, very soon. Now, if we all had an exact date when this mega super cycle bull run of 2025 is going to happen, we would all be multi-millionaires, because we would just sit back and we would just put our money in that specific token or that specific chart at that specific time. We knew the day down to the, second, but we don't. Just relax. We're at a critical area of support. Dollar cost average anywhere in between the zone. I've said it once, said it twice, said it 3 times already. As long as you have an average price, okay, depending on what we do here, as long as you have an average price between 5.5 and 9, you're going to be okay for this cycle. Because even from here, where we stand, okay, from where we're exactly trading at right now, from here, you're looking at about a 4x just to get back into our all-time high zone. Okay, let's say this is the weakest of weakest bull runs for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months, year, right? And we barely get back here. You're still going to 4x your money. So if you put $1,000 in, you're still going to take out 5,000, right? You're still going to take out 4,000. Okay. Now, do I believe we're going to stop here? Absolutely not, guys. If I was looking for a 4x play, I would put my money into something like Solana at $160. If I was looking for just a 4x, I would put myself something into Ethereum that could potentially go to 8 to 10,000. I'm looking for a lot more than 4x's. I'm looking for over 10, 15, 20 x's on this potential play. I've seen a lot of narratives out there for a potential 50x, 100x. Let's get to that road. When we get to that road, we'll cross the bridge at that specific time. What I can see here is something similar to a Pepe, at least for Toshi's first cycle. And we could be talking anywhere between a $9 and $12 billion valuation for this cycle, okay, for the foreseeable future. Now, can we have something crazy where we see 30, 40 billion, 50 billion? Absolutely. I'm not taking that off the table, but I want to be realistic and give us at least a kind of a hard, target to kind of go after. And I would say anything between 6 and 9 billion would be a great starting base for us here with Toshi. Now, this, you can see, is also turning into an inverse head and shoulders. If you're not familiar with an inverse head and shoulders, just take a look at this shoulder here. Again, although this wick is just a tad below it, if I actually look at the previous wick and the body of this candle from February the 2nd, if I was to draw a shoulder here, okay, if I was to draw a shoulder here, and I was to make this my head, I would potentially have another shoulder here. Okay, in a head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders is bullish. Okay, is very, very bullish, because you're going to get this rounding out process. And I think when we do start to pop, anything over 9.5 is what we want to see. And again, if you're going to sit there and you're going to cry and you're going to buy later at 12s and 14s and 17s, guys, you had every opportunity in the world to buy right here between 5 and 6. We've had multiple days down here between 5 and 6, you know, kind of pretty much going all the way back to February the 2nd. You had another opportunity here on the February the 10th. You had multiple days of opportunity here, February 17th, 18th, 19th. $2 cost average in. Now, if you're selling right here, right, because you just lost all hope altogether, what are you really doing, right? Like you gotta stop and think about it for a second. What did you expect? To put $200 in here and wait a week and make $20,000? Like, is that what you expected? Because if that's what you expected, you're better off going to the liquor store and buying a lottery ticket. Okay. What we're doing here is we're playing the money business. Now, although we're playing meme coins, right? It's not the most, you know, Toshi's going to have a little bit of working utility at what it looks like here as well, not just a regular old meme coin. But at the end of the day, we're investing in cryptocurrencies. This is a money business, this is a financial markets, and to some degree, you want to be a little bit smart with your money. You want to be methodical, and you want to be very precise with your entries. We don't just want to be buying just because the candle's green. Like on this day here on Twitter, I've seen so many people ready to just start loading. And then now that it pulled back and now they went, you know, 10% down or 15% down, they want to sell out. It's like, why didn't you just wait for us to come test support and then buy here? Now, again, if we lose this support, this is what I've got as a steal zone, because anything in this range is an absolute steal. I don't know how long we'll stay down in the steal zone, because if you kind of look here, when we were down here in the steal zone, we shot right back up and put in those all-time highs. When we got here and we wicked very quickly on this day here on February the 2nd, we shot back up, right? So again, like, if we do wick into this zone, if you don't have some type of alert or notification letting you know that, hey, we're below mid fives, you might want to start accumulating down here, you're probably going to miss it, because by the time you see that we dip down in here, we're probably going to be back up 6.5, 7. Now, as far as what I'm doing, I added a little bit more today on this floor. Okay, I added a little bit more today on this floor. I want to actually zoom in. I want to drag my fibs over a little bit more. I actually added a little bit more today. Again, nothing much, about 1 million tokens. And what I'm looking for here is, if we dip down into this zone, if I get the alert in time and I can click buy, I'm going to buy more. What I would realistically like, I would like to see some consolidation, maybe spend 2 days down in this range where I can, you know, kind of dollar cost average when we're down in this range, so I don't need to have to actually pin the absolute bottom. If we don't consolidate for 2, 3, 4 days down in this steal zone, which my steal zone is in here, right? So anywhere below this purple box, anywhere in this zone here, if I can't consolidate here for 2 or 3 days, I'll just leave the position that I have. And then what I'm looking to target is to close over 9s. If we can close over 9s, 9.5s, I don't think for this cycle, for this run, within the next 3 to 9 months, I don't really think that it really comes back down to start testing 5s anymore. I think you'll probably have missed the boat. But again, I don't want to hear any complaining on Twitter, guys, because there's been enough time and opportunity to get into your project here. So again, what has changed? Absolutely nothing. Here's another reason why Toshi might be down a little bit, and something that I'm noticing. There's a lot of projects coming to base, like I mentioned already. And with some of these projects that are coming to base, people don't have funds. Like, there's not a lot of fresh liquidity. Like, we are not, as a whole right now, onboarding the grocery bagger down at the grocery store. We're not really onboarding every single taxi and Uber cab driver to get into crypto. So the actual, you know, your grandma is not like saying, hey, I heard about this on the morning talk show. What should I do? Like, we're not onboarding the general public yet. We're not at that part of the cycle yet. So right now, the major players are either people who have been invested in crypto or know about crypto or have been playing crypto. So what they do is they sell out. Like, let's say I've got a $10,000 bag in Toshi, but then I want to put a little bit of money into Tau that just came on to Coinbase, or I want to put a little money into Frock, which everyone's going crazy for on Base. If you start putting money into some of those other plays, but you don't have fresh capital, like you've got no dry powder, guess where the money's got to come from? The money's got to come from another bag. And that bag could be Toshi, because people understand that this is going to be a very strong play. So what? I take a few thousand off my Toshi, I put it into Frock, I put it into, Tau, I put it into a little bit of this, and I put it into a little bit of that, and I buy a little bit of Solana, whatever the case may be. And when those start to pump up a little bit, I take my profits, and then I come back over to Toshi, and I go back into my original bag. That's how it's working right now. You're not really going to see that volume and that liquidity start to spike in when you start onboarding more of the general public. If you guys want to start speeding up the process, for every one of you 543,000 holders, tell a friend. Right? Tell a friend about Toshi. Say, hey, you want to watch something over the next few months. You want to double up your money, right? You want to triple up your money. Throw $100 in there. Throw $1,000 in it. Throw 10,000. Whatever the case may be, right? Spread the word, and that's how kind of things start natural and organically, right? So that's where we're at. Relax, be patient, guys. If I have a technical error where I upload a video and there's no volume to the mic, I'm not an idiot, guys. Like, relax. We're gonna be back. With that being said, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see all of you guys on the next video. Again, just remember, we are forming an inverse head and shoulders. We are at a key area of support. Whether this area of support holds or flushes changes nothing. Okay, if we hold from here, that just means we're probably going to start this uptrend a little bit sooner. If we break down into the steal zone, which is all in here, if we break down into the steal zone, I want to see 2, 3, 4 days of consolidation down here so I can really start to load, because when we get one of these God candles like this and like this and like this, you're going to 2-3x your money just on the way up here, right? Just to get back to 9s and 12s, you're going to 2x your money. You're going to double up your money. So again, patience, relax. The levels we're looking at here, 5.5 to 6. Then we're looking to close over 9.5. That's the key area that I want to get over. As soon as we get over this SOB here, I don't think we come back down here. Over 9.5, so we're going to have an easy stretch to 12 and then 14. That will be the next big one. So just like 9 has been that troublesome spot between 9 and 9.5, this trouble area here, we're going to have another one here at around 14 to 15. That'll be the next troublesome area. And then we'll kind of do this same pattern where we go from 14 down to 12, 14 down to 12, 14 down to 11. And then once we break 14, we're going to explode. And once we explode through 18s, I think we just trickle up here and we test these all-time highs. My timeline has not changed. I think that we are going to be in this range testing all-time highs towards the later half of March and early April. My timeline has not changed, okay? It's still right here. Where do I see us potentially going? Again, I'm being very realistic. Somewhere between $6 and $9 billion market cap. What's the maximum measured potential? Guys, we can do potentially 30, 40, 50 billion. But realistically, okay, we will cross that bridge when we get there. I would say that even with all the projects on the market, Toshi to a 6 to 12 billion dollar market cap is fantastic. And when you look at that, you could potentially be 15x, 20x, 25x on your money. That's the reality of it. Have a little faith, have a little patience, relax. No need to really stress out. With that being said, guys, I'll catch you all in the next video. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, @DAnthony__, and I'll see all of you guys next time.